Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Nightmare Mode run. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're playing the Vagabond because I just wanted a fun run, and this is one of my favorite characters. I know a lot of people don't enjoy it, but I really enjoy the puzzle of trying to put together a viable weapon set that also gives you as many different weapon categories as possible when playing the Vagabond. There's, I think, two major ways to play this character. You can start with Quarterstaff, which gets you primitive and medieval right away, or you can start with Loot, which gets you musical and support. I will also say the introduction of Railgun giving gun and heavy on a level 1 weapon is also kind of interesting as well, but let's start with Loot, and we'll see if we can make this work. I randomed the map. We're on Crash Zone. I think Crash Zone's a little easier for the Vagabond, we're on the Abyss. I think the Abyss is a little easier for Vagabond in general, because melee weapons are typically easier on the Abyss. Ranged weapons are typically easier on Crash Zone. And this character will almost always end up with 6 melee weapons. I'm going to take an armor here. We will be building a ton of armor. I will pick up the Railgun. It gives me range and the heavy weapon tag. This probably will not be in our final 6 weapons, but we just want to buy a bunch of weapons early, because every weapon we buy gives us 2.5 harvesting and 2.5 luck from the musical and support weapon tag. We get 5, but it's reduced by 50% by the Vagabond. I don't care about the elemental tag. I also don't really care about upgrading my railgun, so I'm going to pass on that. I do care about upgrading the loot, and I'm going to roll again here. The precise weapon tag isn't bad, but I don't think that knife is something that we're really interested in, but quarterstaff we're very interested in. Primitive and medieval are both great for this character. I would have liked to get a third weapon here, because of course the more stats we get, the better, but I felt like I should just upgrade my loot when given the opportunity. So some pretty important tags that we're looking for. We're looking for ethereal. We're looking for unarmed. We're looking for, I guess we have heavy. We're looking for blunt. I'm just going to take another armor. Getting our armor out of the negatives is really important. I'll buy the quarterstaff. I'll ban boiling water. I'll roll here. Okay, we got an ethereal weapon as well. I could buy the coupon. I could roll and see if I get a weapon that costs 20 or less. I think I will do that. I'm not going to worry about Baby Gecko, so I'm just going to re-roll here. And yeah, I'll take the hand. This gives me the unarmed weapon tag. We'll want to replace this with a different unarmed weapon at some point, but for now, this gave me extra money by adding to my musical and support weapon tags, and of course by having harvesting itself. And gives me 9 dodge for free already. Do I want to roll again for 4 with only 1 slot open? I guess not. So probably I'll end up with Claw instead of Hand, giving me unarmed and precise. That's where you usually get those tags from on this character. I wouldn't mind. I need a blunt weapon at some point. I don't, I guess, need it, but more armor is always very good. We'll take 4 melee damage here, and then I'm just going to pick up another armor. Again, this character starts with negative armor, so you really have to fix that, and we're going to decrease it further by buying an ethereal weapon. I'll buy the helmet and then reroll, and Jelly is incredible. Of course, we're going to end up with a bunch of different weapons on this character. We'll lock the head injury. I'm going to end up buying kind of whatever 6th weapon just to fill out my full weapon sets. Oops. Walked into 2 attacks there. So we've got ethereal, we've got unarmed, and we have medieval. Between those, that gives us 51% dodge. Minus the 5 dodge that you start with negative 5 dodge on this character. But that's already 46% dodge for free. So we only need 14% more dodge in order to hit dodge cap. Here I'm going to roll, and I'm looking for armor, but I'll take 4 melee damage as well. I'm going to buy these items. I'll buy pistol because it's cheap and just gives me a 6th weapon. We'll end up selling this first, of course. Medical gun, actually kind of interesting. It gives us medical and gun. And I guess I can pick that up. It also itself has reasonable lifesteal. So I'm going to sell the pistol and buy the medical gun here. Lock the coffee, and then I can do one more reroll. Brick gives us blunt until it breaks, which is definitely a challenge. I'm going to obviously upgrade my quarterstaff here. I think I don't want the brick, but we'll take a loot worm as well. I don't care that much about the gun weapon tag, but the heavy weapon tag is pretty nice. What I might eventually end up doing is swapping to a cacti club for primitive and heavy, and then swapping to a spiky shield for medieval, getting rid of our quarterstaff. And then we end up with medieval and blunt from spiky shield, and we end up with primitive and heavy from cacti club, covering a lot of the important tags. We'll take attack speed here. I'm going to roll and take 2 armor. Again, trying to fix that. We will upgrade our weapons and buy this whole shop. I'll roll. I don't care about the explosive tag. I'm going to lock plant and goat skull. Roll again. And I'm going to go to the next wave here. One thing I really like about the Vagabond is it makes you look at basically every weapon that shows up in the shop. It's always interesting. And that kind of recaptures the feeling of playing this game for, like, the first time. When you're just looking at every new weapon going, oh, I wonder how that fits into the build. Which, of course, is something that you lose as you keep playing and get specific expectations about how different builds are supposed to work. Popping that, that is one downside of having the railgun, is popping that pufferfish, like, right on top of myself was pretty scary there. I'm going to reroll here, and we'll take more attack speed, and then I do want the precise weapon tag. I don't care about elemental. Let's roll here, and I will take a weird food. I don't think we care about pets particularly either. I'm going to roll again. I'll buy a coupon, buy a cake. Roll again. You need to roll a lot on this character to find the weapons you're looking for, and we'll lock in adrenaline. Of course, we have 60% dodge, so adrenaline is going to be decent healing. I don't care about the scared sausage, and we don't want baby elephant either. You can, with the elemental weapon tag, buy scared sausage and end up with more of an elemental build, building around more like ranged weapons, but I tend to prefer just getting as many powerful melee and defensive tags as you can get. With this character, you end up with a ton of free dodge, and you end up with some free armor from the blunt weapon and from blunt and medieval, though you also reduce that with ethereal and your natural negative armor. But you can end up really powerful defensively just once you've gotten a full set of different weapons online. Come back. No, the knockback from the hand really messed me up there. I'll take 6 melee damage here, and then we're going to roll for armor. Roll for armor, and pick up 3 armor. I will buy these 2 items, lock the poisonous tonic. Tool doesn't really do anything. I don't really care about upgrading the hand. I'm going to lock the hedgehog. No, 2 melee damage I don't care that much about either. I'm going to reroll a couple times. I think I will upgrade the medical gun, and I'll take a tentacle. We'll end up with precise, so tentacle can be pretty good. And then I guess I'll lock the snowball and ban it. Kind of awkward that I'm still missing some important weapon tags, but we'll get there. Most notably, we're missing blunt, and I wouldn't mind blade. I'm also getting heavy from a pretty awkward set, I'm getting unarmed from a pretty awkward weapon as well. Really hoping a claw shows up to give me unarmed and precise, but I'll swap my hand out for a fist also. If we see one. This is a defensive character, so because you just get so many defensive stats for free. So you should be thinking defensively. I'll pick up the melee damage there. Here, I'm going to take the 9 dodge. We're almost at dodge cap, so just getting there is going to be pretty powerful. And then... Oh, I actually was very close to not being able to buy out the rest of the shop and ban Snowball. But we did. Okay, so this gets me the blunt weapon tag and tool. Now, tool isn't good except that it gives us a little more damage for the Warhammer itself. What would I sell for that? Right now, if I sold Railgun, I'd be losing heavy. I can't sell Quarterstaff, I'd be losing... yeah, so hand... Medical gun, I mean, I could sell the medical gun, because medical is only okay. And I do think that the Warhammer is pretty good here. It just does a lot of damage, which is pretty important. So I'll probably sell the medical gun. This obviously is going to cost me a lot of regen. Scissors is another way I could get medical and precise. I will say, I think we've gotten a little unlucky with finding the weapons that you would normally expect to have found at this point. Yeah, we can keep building Curse. I do have a lot of dodge, but not a lot of armor, so I can't yet just tank with impunity. But we're getting close to being able to do that. Once I get 10 more armor or so, we can just run at enemies. I'll take the Insanity here, and then I'm going to take 6 melee damage. I do want armor, I do want dodge, but I need more damage right now. And then I think I will lose 5 regen selling the medical gun for now. We'll get this back later, potentially. I'll take the Wisdom. My percent damage is low enough that... And my elite killing power is low enough that I will benefit from Wisdom, I think. And we'll lock the helmet here and go to the next wave. The Warhammer just hitting hard is going to be fairly important, especially because we're going into an elite wave soon. And it gives me the blunt weapon tag for more armor. Now I'm going to have to fix my move speed as a result of that. Definitely looking for another heavy weapon. For now, the 25% damage is too good to give up on. So the railgun is safe for now. It also does get a lot of base damage just because we have 60 dodge. Or almost 60 dodge. So it's getting some base damage. Maybe even the fact that we're just taking hits all the time is not enough to make railgun terrible. I don't think it's where we really want to be, but it's kind of interesting. I'll take 3 regen here, and then I'm going to re-roll this and pick up 15 attack speed. Okay, Anchor is a good pick. I can get Naval and keep the heavy weapon tag. Naval, of course, just giving us 5 curse. Totally reasonable here. So I'm going to recycle the railgun and buy Anchor. I'll pick up the helmet. I'll buy Poisonous Tonic. I can't afford to cap my HP, or my speed at negative 14. Heavy and Medieval from Mace, also somewhat interesting. So right now, I'm getting Medieval from Quarterstaff. And I would lose Primitive if I sold that, so I don't think I can do that. Let's take the Lucky Charm, and of course we'll take Jelly. We have 6 different weapons by definition on this character. Pick up a Duct Tape, and then I'm going to go to wave 11 here. This fight is going to be pretty challenging against this Elite. But hopefully, because I have negative 14 move speed, hopefully I have enough defensive stats and damage to just kill it. Because we're basically forced to just tank it, so I'm kind of relying on my dodge. I probably have to spend my level 15 level up on 9 speed, unless I get a wings or something, or a fin. Those are 2 items we're really looking for. Just good move speed items. I'm curious how much damage I've gotten from the Ghost Axe. I suspect not much. Oh, any chance I can kill that? I can. Anvil, great. We'll happily take that. It's a little worse for this character because you do end up switching weapons a lot. I don't think I can afford the glass cannon. 7 armor just isn't enough. And then here, I have to pick up move speed, I think. I'm going to roll again. And yeah, I'm going to take move speed. That's partly why I couldn't remove my armor with the glass cannon, because I wasn't going to be able to take armor there. I'll buy the Lucky Charm. I'll buy the banner. Harpoon Gun doesn't really do anything. A leveled up Quarterstaff does. A leveled up Ghost Axe does. Kraken's Eye for 15 HP, obviously great. Do I want the wheat? I don't think I care about it, so we'll just buy these items. Awkward always to find a weapon where you have to sell the lower level version to level it up, because this character can't have 2 of the same kind of weapon. So we're going to have to lose a little money selling our Quarterstaff and buying the higher level one, but still, of course, better to do that. I also want to get my last 2 points of dodge. Each point of dodge is better than the previous point of dodge. So, okay, I took a lot of hits there. I have to back up, pick up some consumable healing, and play a little safer for the rest of this wave as well. My 58% dodge failed me twice in a row. Not that unlikely, but put me in a bad position. Or maybe 3 times in a row. I'm honestly not sure. Wings, great. That's exactly what we're looking for. Fixes our move speed. And then here, I'm going to take 3 regen. I will buy these items. And if I sell... Oh, no, I already have a level 3 Quarterstaff because of the anvil. So I don't have to buy this Quarterstaff yet. Or I don't have to sell and buy. Because the anvil hit the right one. Shady Potion I'll take. I'll take a Baby Gecko. We're not leaving that many materials on the ground, but the range is actually relevant. And then I'm going to pass on these 2 items. And I take the next reasonable dodge level up that I see as well, because I really want to boost my dodge to maximum. Plus, there's lots of good items that reduce your dodge, and having your dodge over cap lets you buy those without actually losing dodge. So, going a little over cap is not bad. Also, now that I have Kraken's Eye, the explosive weapon tag is a little more interesting if I find an item that gives me that in a kind of convenient way. I'm going to recycle the mutation here. I'm going to take 2 armor. The melee damage also tempting, but I need to upgrade my armor. And mirror, I could mirror Mastery or Shady Potion. Either of those are good options. So that would be mirroring Shady Potion. Oh, wait. We buy luck at half rate on this character, right. So I shouldn't have locked the Shady Potion. Losing 2 regen for that isn't good. So I'm going to buy the mirror, and we'll buy Mastery. We'll double up on Mastery. But I'm going to roll a couple times as well. I will buy a black belt as well, but we'll double the Mastery, not the black belt. yeah, losing 2 regen for 10 luck isn't worth it. So, just forgot that we buy luck at a reduced rate on this character. Also, we have found 0 cursed items so far, which is a little unlucky given that we have a lot of curse. A cursed weapon would go a long way towards boosting our damage output. It is funny that, you know, a wave 11 anvil would normally be incredible, or wave 12. I don't remember exactly when we got it, but the early anvil would be normally incredible. On this character, it's a lot worse, because a lot of our weapon levels just don't matter, or are temporary. We'll take the 8% damage here. I'll double up on the mastery. I'll buy black belt. I'll buy tentacle. I'm going to re-roll. Level my anchor, assuming that the anvil doesn't hit it. We'll buy clockwork wasp, because I do want more move speed. I'll buy scarf, and I'll buy little muscly dude. So I guess I'm just buying all this stuff. Kind of, still have not found some of the weapon tags that we're looking for, and we have a slightly awkward weapon set, but overall doing okay at this point. I actually need to back off of fighting the elite for a second here and kill this enhanced hatcher, because if too many enhanced slashers spawn while we're fighting the elite, it's devastating. So you really have to prioritize which enemies you're attacking on Nightmare mode. And I prioritize killing the elite here because I needed the full heal. And that kept us alive fairly easily. Also, at the end of this wave, I'm going to go check our weapon damage and kind of see where each of our weapons are at, and also how our ghost axe is performing, because I'm very curious about that as well. We will definitely take the big arms. We'll take the cake here. Wheelbarrow, I'm going to recycle, and then I'll take 2 armor. And then, so our anchor, 9k, our ghost axe, 9k, and it's given me 24 damage. 6k on the loot, but it's also debuffing enemies. 10k on the warhammer, 15k on the quarterstaff, and our hand, which has eaten all of our anchor upgrades, or our anvil upgrades, sadly, is dealing 3,000 damage. It does give me a little harvesting, so it's not the end of the world, but we would definitely prefer a different unarmed weapon. Now, buy the scarf here, because although actually wave 16 scarf is maybe more dangerous than 17. But because it does mean that the stargazers are going to get to the towers faster. But it's such a good item, we do need to buy it. Alright, gotta kill that stargazer tower. Kill that stargazer. Kill these towers. I don't care about the stargazers getting buffed, I just need to make sure that no mini bosses spawn. That's what we actually care about. They can drool angrily at us all they want, as long as they don't turn into something really terrifying. Words to live by. I'm going to recycle the little frog, and then here I'm going to roll for armor, probably. Actually, I'm just going to take 9 dodge. We've had an awkward time getting dodge, so just getting over dodge cap, pretty important. I don't need the 11 health from the stone skin. I don't really need more move speed. Let's roll here. I currently have no way to set things on fire. Now, I could go with Greek Fire plus Wand, but I would be losing a fairly important weapon category, kind of no matter what I sell. So let's roll here. Take the defective steroids, take the mushroom, roll again. I think I'm going to pass on all of these. We don't really need the black flag at this point. And increased enemy health is pretty dangerous. Black flag, obviously, very powerful, but at this point in the run, we're just looking to clean up. This has been kind of a weird run where we've kept the hand all the way through. Yeah, I guess the wave 17 scarf would have been a lot worse, actually, because the enhanced stargazers are so dangerous. Also, 0 dodges so far this wave. Just, you know, for the record. Okay, we did get one there. I let an enhanced mini-boss spawn, but I was able to kill it. Our dodge starting to actually happen, which is good, because my armor is actually really poor for this point in the run. So we're pretty reliant on our 60% dodge right now. I'll take the missile here, and then I am going to sell this level 4 hand for the level 2 fist, because we need something that contributes to damage. And then I could take Alien Eyes. It might help me kill the elite a little faster, but I think I'm going to roll here. I will pass on Crown and Barnacle. Obviously, you know, the Crown is a meme item for this channel, but it's a little late in the run for it to do anything. Same with Barnacle. And then I'll take the Fresh Meat. Some lifesteal is fine. I will roll again. Blade is a pretty interesting weapon category. I don't think I can sell anything for it, though. So we'll pass on the level 1 chopper. I don't need the bag at this point. That reroll was a mistake. Also, that was too expensive. I clicked the button and then immediately thought better of it. Now you can see how quickly we kill elite because loot is really good at killing elites when mixed with other weapons. Doubling the damage that you do to the elite is really powerful. Alright, taking a lot of hits again. We've ended up with very low healing in this run, which is very unusual for how I play the Vagabond. Usually you end up with really good healing and lots of armor. So I'm definitely feeling a lot more vulnerable than I would like at this point in the run. At this point, we should be basically immune to enemy damage and be running at them, but because our weapons took kind of a weird path to get to, you know, to reach the point that we needed them at, we weren't able to get as much other stuff as I was hoping for. Now, 20 melee damage and some regen is obviously very helpful. I'm going to take 6 more melee damage. Cursed Lemonade and Cursed Jelly, these are both great finds. Spiky Shield gives us Medieval and Blunt. So I could sell... I could try to transition out of what we have right now, but that just makes our anvil kind of go to waste. I will take the tentacle here. One thing that we're really missing is the precise weapon tag. I'm going to take the tentacle. I'm going to lock fist. If the anvil hits the fist, we can just combine to a level 4 fist. If it hits the ghost axe, then we can sell. And we'll take a leather vest, of course, as well. Yeah, the big thing that was weird in this run was how long we had the hand. Which I think not only cost me, you know, a bunch of crit damage, which made the run a little more awkward, because normally you would want claw. It also cost me 2 loot alien kills by pushing them away. Knockback is not always an advantage. I think this run is also a fairly good illustration of why armor is just so much more reliable than dodge. The dodge has been good now that we've gotten a bunch of it, but there were lots of waves where if we'd had no dodge but 20 more armor, we would have been much safer. We'll take some more HP. We'll take the regen here. And, okay, we did hit the right thing with the anvil, so we can upgrade our fist. We'll take the leather vest. Do I want the Cursed Wandering Bot? I don't really need the move speed, and slowing enemies isn't that relevant, so I'm just going to roll here. I'll take a cute monkey, because that is good healing even in the last wave, where it's a little worse. I could take the Dock Moth. I guess that's probably the best option. There are times when Dock Moth will be okay in the last wave if I take a bunch of damage right at the start. And taking something that might be relevant, though it looks like... Oh, no, I think it actually is going to be relevant because I took that last hit, so running to the Moth aura was helpful here. Taking something that might be relevant in the unimaginable case that I walk into multiple projectiles in a row for no reason at all, was better than rolling for something that might be more powerful. And the Dock Moth was pretty good there. Wasn't necessary, but it did help. Alright, so that was a fairly clean run with the Vagabond. A little bit of a weird struggle to get the weapons that I was looking for. We ended up with a kind of odd weapon set, with only 10 total tags, but whereas usually you would want 12, or 11, because you're almost always going to end up with Ethereal. The big difference is that normally I would swap to a Claw instead of a Fist and get Precise, and then usually in the endgame I'll sell the loot for something else. Though it does help with killing elites, but the musical and support tags no longer work out that well, so you can sell it for like a circular saw and get medical and blade for a little more defense, that kind of thing. Overall, though, pretty good run. We ended up with 450 saved on our coupons. Pretty low economy run, honestly. 115 from our loot worm. We had 177 healing from our tentacles because I never got the precise weapon tag. Anvil was quite good. It leveled my Warhammer, leveled the anchor, so those were important things to hit. Kraken's Eye, 15k damage, pretty high for Kraken's Eye because we were actually taking a lot of hits, but mostly, of course, this is for curse and HP, and it's great there. What else? We found 2 cursed items right at the end, which is nice as well. And our cute monkey healed us for 4 in the last wave alone. Alright, my friends, hope that you've enjoyed this run, and of course, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.